a lot more wheelie. So the extra downforce from these actually mean that you're getting less wheelie, less electronic intrusion. So around a circuit like this, you will actually gain more top speed with that increased downforce. I actually expected now, coming back to Europe, some of the teams to debut their second set of bodywork. Yamaha are the only guys with those two options. It's now a setting part, and we see that Valentino's using his Friday to evaluate both.
Thanks, Michael. No comment then yet on why they are so short on overall top speed. 278.2, Valentino Rossi's time at speed to the track. 288.9 for Cal Crutchlow on the Honda. 10Ks, you just don't see that differential, nor not that big on such a short track.
That's what I was
thinking.
thinking.
Only a 0.3 of a mile backstroke.
That's what I was thinking.
Just odd.
Yeah, short straight. You can't be giving away that amount.
I don't see it. Carol Abraham is back.
Rubens House there. My old teammate explaining to Carol what's happened.
Yeah, and asking him why he crashed.
What? Carol's asking Rubens.
Yeah, that's why I looked across at you then. Rubens, very fast, good guy.
Very fast.
But
he
didn't know how to crash
him.
He might not see qualified by this.
Rear end. Oh, it comes out further than I
Oh,
thought.
it did, yeah. It came out a long way, didn't it? There was someone in front of Bradley Smith.
Yeah.
Sorry to keep going up, but then
Yeah,
he goes
it's
through.
Tito, but
Yes, Tito, he goes through okay, so... Okay. I cannot justify my vision that I saw.
Keep trying, Keith. Just keep going.
You know me.
I do.
You know me. Andrea Iannone. Don't see much of him lately, but...
Currently 19th in this session, 1.4 seconds down.
He had the scoop, that aero device bolted to the swing arm on his bike. He's got it on there again, I think, from what I was seeing just then.
There's one thing I know about that scoop. As an ex-rider, you will not be able to feel it.
And they've all said that.
Yeah. You don't even need to ask them that. You know what I mean? If there's someone on my bike, you'd be like, well, I can't feel that.
Which, mind you,
small gains.
You'd bolt, if you remember the old days when we used to be doing a bit of our own mechanic, you'd bolt something like a pipe on it that was supposed to give you 5 or 6 or 7 horsepower. You could never ever feel it.
No. Well, it had to be at least 5 brake horsepower or more for you to be able to feel it. That's what I used to say. When people would go, I'll give you 1.5 or 2 brake horsepower, you're like, well...
So Danilo Petrucci on top at the moment, but looking like he's not going to go back out. 1.5 minutes left of this free practice 2 then this afternoon. If you just flicked on, we had a red flag after Carol Abraham went down. He was okay, but Bradley Smith fell down on the same corner, slightly after, and has just gone off for a medical check. He was on his feet afterwards. Bradley's a tough kid, so for him to suddenly... have to take a rest in the sand trap, he must have taken a clattering.
There'd have been a big old crash and it probably had the wind knocked out of him sometimes. Or he might have clipped his head. If you bang your head a little bit, the 2 reasons for lying there
are those 2. Petrucci going out just to do a practice start then, because he won't be able to get a lap in anywhere here. Meanwhile, Marquez
has got Iannone right behind him now. Marquez, it's the last lap, so Marquez he'll give it everything he's got, and Iannone's going to be clinging on.
Quite literally. He was capable of a lap. Wow, that Suzuki cut sideways up at turn 1, didn't it, in front of this man? Up and over the top of the hill. There goes Mir. Mir goes down to turn 2.
Oh, that Suzuki cut sideways up at turn 1, didn't it, in front of this?
Turn 3.
Hey,
hello,
look at that. How bizarre in his KTM outfit.
Is he standing at turn 6? They just named it after him.
I would.
With your guns out in the sun.
And I'd be
How very you.
Keith, I'd be top off. Come on, let's get it right. Sun is out.
Well, the only thing that would surprise me is if you had your top on. It's off more than it's on. That I can tell you. There's a few people swooning around here. And you wouldn't have your sunnies on like that. They'd be very focused.
No.
It's Charlie in my ear.
But how bizarre seeing Danny Pedrosa not in a Honda. I mean, we're talking about a rider who spent his whole career riding Hondas. Seemed strange seeing him then, didn't it?
He looked taller. He must have been standing on his wages. Petrucci, Dovizioso. You know what? With those kind of times, Petrux and Dobby, the 2 factory dukes on top in free practice 3.
Yeah.
bodes well for the race.
It really
It
does.
really does.
They are in the mix.
I'm still not sure we're going to see a Ducati win, because you wouldn't look past Marquez, that's for sure. But after that little mistake, either by him or the bike in Texas,
Where's Lorenzo?
slipped a bit to 7th. But I think his momentum would have been wrecked towards the end of this session, and providing you're in the top 10,
Yeah.
that kind of covers off any disasters tomorrow in FP3.
Quartararo just about to put himself in the top 10 by the look of it.
Of course, there is another reason. Joe Mir has dumped it. Well, he was on. He hadn't got it again. Turn 1. Turn 1's catching out a lot of people. One thing you want to do, really, you want to always cover off a top 10 position on
Yeah.
day one, because if you have a mechanical or you slip off early or whatever it might be on FP3, here comes
He
Mir.
looked down. He looked down, Keith. Exactly what you were saying. Look at that.
Wow!
And that's what happens.
He got off that a bit late.
Got over the line, looked down, all of a
Yeah.
sudden, whoa, I'm going way too fast into turn 1.
You can't scrub the speed off up there. You look down at your dash for your time as you go under the spaceship, as we call it, where the timing beam is for the end of your lap. It's too late to make a break after that on a MotoGP bike.
It's all part of the learning curve, because on a Moto 3 or a Moto 2, you don't have to worry about things like that.
I can see them bringing it back.
Yeah.
The start and finish of a lap.
good
Because
idea,
this place has been right on the borderline for some time.
It's the sort of thing that will come up in the safety commission.
It will. And I can see them taking that line further back to make, because it's a safety issue. It makes no difference. It's still the end of a whole lap.
Exactly. Tell you what, you only needed that for Mir to be a fraction of a second
Later getting
later.
off.
Yeah.
Later getting off the
Or
line.
even later grabbing the brake. I mean, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
a longer delay of looking down and then
Yeah.
looking up and going, oh dear.
Yeah, but we all know it. They all know it. It was a momentary
But
lap.
easily done. That's what,
Stop.
in his defence.
So easily done.
Well, I've done it.
Here's the two top men in the opposite order. It's Petrucci on top with a 37.9, 38.006 to Andrea Dovizioso. Just about a tenth of a second off of Petrucci's time. Ducati 1 and 2 in FP2. How about that?
Top 18 covered by less than a second.
That is incredible, isn't it?
Franco
Franco Morbidelli.
Yeah. Well, you can fire loads of things at it. Last time, American race winner, Alex Rins, 16th. We've had 3 different winners from 3 races so far.
Love that shot. How they get it along the top of the pit.
Got Quartararo, the rookie, who's just turned 20. He's in 6th. Nakagami, a year-old bike, he's in 8th. You've got Stefan Bradl, wildcarding. He's in 7th.
Got to ask you this question then. How long is Aki Shirin's KTM contract with Tech 3?
Well, he's on a 1-year deal.
Well, it won't be a 2-year deal then, with the way things are going at the
No.
moment. It's been bad all year for Shirin.
It really has.
And
Not the first time
not
he jumped
just-
on it.
Not just bad, terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 2.9 off.
Yeah,
He's a second further off than Bradley Smith having a one-off wildcard.
Yeah, he overperformed last year. Did Havish. This year he's underperformed. I see his name different every time. It's the only name I can't say.
Really? Who says?
Says
Rins we saw for a moment. Winner last time out, his first Grand Prix win, of course, in Texas. Cal Crutchlow, poleman here last year, 3rd at the moment with a 138.1.
Solid session for him.
Very. He'll be, we're all pleased for him. Whether he's pleased or not. We'll find out tomorrow when it's qualifying time. Now, that's a proper fireman. Did you see that? Proper fireman in a proper fireman's suit stood outside Cal Crutchlow's garage.
As opposed to what?
Milkman.
Quite a delay for a poor comeback, Keith.
I hadn't got one, that's why. I wish I hadn't even bothered. Julian Seat let me down.
Here we go.
Joanne Mir. Yeah. Bit late, mate.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I just looked down and I've grabbed the brakes and yeah, I was just...
Yeah,
I'm
so
literally 100 mile an hour too fast in the wrong place. There we go, we'll say it again.
I want a bit. Oh, yeah, that's the last bit.
Like you said, if he'd not thrown it onto the ground, he'd have been over the fence on service road. Look, he's over the line, brakes too late, looks down, you saw him glance, oh.
back wheel up in the air as well. Oh, he did everything he could. Get that scrubbed off with the extra bit of tarmac there, but
Go. Move on. これですか。